Heather, are you a blue, yellow, white, or red? I'm yellow.
Oh, I can't remember.
I'm an
I
ENFP.
think I'm a red.
Or what are you?
And I don't remember. I'm an E. I'm an E and a J. I think a J. There's a J in
Awesome.
there.
There you go. Yeah. I'm also a 7. Do you know what you are?
Yes, I'm an 8.
Do you have any idea what we're talking about? If you don't, so I love taking personality tests because it teaches me about myself. It teaches me the positives and the negatives. And fortunately for personality tests, they also teach how to turn negative into a positive. So when we're talking about improving ourselves in relation to decluttering and getting organized or health and fitness, there are some things that we need to understand about ourselves that are going to be triggers, that are going to be natural weaknesses, but we don't have to leave them there.
Right.
We have somebody saying, hey, if this is your weakness, let's turn that around and turn it into a strength. So today on this episode, we're going to be talking about most specifically about the Enneagram personality test and how it can help us grow and develop both our strengths and our weaknesses.
All right. So I totally geeked out on this recently.
I love it.
I had not heard of this one. I've done the Myers-Briggs. I've done the color test. It's obviously been a minute. And I've always been into astrology. I recently got into numerology.
Amazing.
Like, I just want to know more about me.
Yeah.
And so when I heard about the Enneagram, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I say Enneagram.
Enneagram?
Potato, potato.
I don't know where the accent goes. I was like fascinated. And the reason I like this one above all the others is because it speaks to your motivation.
Yes.
It speaks to your fears, and it speaks to how you behave, not personality traits.
Yes.
You know I'm an extrovert. What does that mean? What does that like? What does it help me do?
Do anything?
Yeah. I already know I'm not afraid to talk to strangers.
So shut up.
Yeah.
Helps you zip your lip every once in a while.
I knew that in elementary school when I got put out in the hall every freaking day because they wouldn't shut up. Like I didn't need a personality test to tell me that I'm an extrovert. I had plenty of teachers that tell me that. But when I took the Enneagram, I'm going to keep butchering it. I'm going to say it's the Enneagram.
There you go.
First of all, I didn't even need to take the test. As soon as I read the descriptions, I was like, oh, I know exactly which one I am.
I knew exactly which one I was.
But isn't that cool? Because it means we are at least in tune enough with ourselves to know.
Yes.
And how you're like, why are we talking about this? How does this apply to home organization and fitness and nutrition? Because this particular test tells you what is going to motivate you or keep you going or help you to succeed with these areas, along with every other area in your life. But for example, so my personality test is called the Challenger. I know you're all shocked by that. They are confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. Yes, bossy. Bossy, loudmouth.
I'm going to tell you what to do.
I will tell you what to do and you will do it, or we will get in a fight. So obviously I read that and I was like, yeah.
Okay.
But yours, you said
I'm the enthusiast.
The enthusiast.
I'm a 7. I'm the enthusiast.
Which spontaneous, versatile, scattered,
fun-loving, and I am all over the place.
Who's surprised by that?
Nobody.
Mm-mm. I would have totally pegged you as that without having read it. But I know for sure that if I want to get you to stick to an exercise routine, I better make it fun.
It dang well better be fun,
and it better be changing all the time.
Yes.
If I make you do the same thing every day, you're going to check out on me.
Yep.
But if you try to get me to do some spontaneous, weird, like, woo, in the middle of a class.
Guess what we're going to do, Heather? We're going to change things up.
I'm checking out.
Heather's going to go.
Peace out.
No.
Nope. I don't want no part of that. So it's super important to understand that about ourselves so that we can choose ways to take care of ourselves, to take care of our home that are going to work. You know, I love to be given a very, very specific set of instructions. Put this in this box this way, follow this every single time, do it the same way every single day. So if you came to my house and you organized my kitchen and you said, as long as you do X, Y, and Z every single day, your house is going to look amazing. Guess what I'm going to do every day?
Awesome.
X, Y, and Z. But if you came to my house and said, we're going to have a party and you have to sing a song in every room you go into, and then you have to, I'd be like, what,
I would not
crazy?
last 5 minutes in your house.
No, I'd be like, get out the door. Bye. I don't want to sing a song. I want to clean my house. So, and I'm sure that your kids, every kid has a different personality. Every spouse has a different personality. So I actually used this yesterday.
Oh, nice.
We were at Lagoon, an amusement park, and they have all these new rules because #COVID. And my teenager, who I love
for anybody
to talk
who
about,
doesn't live in Utah, Lagoon is a theme park.
Yeah,
roller coasters
and stuff. And it's open, and we're super, super happy that it's open. And so we're like, okay, we'll follow the rules. We'll stand, they got little spots where you're supposed to stand and all that kind of stuff. Well, our adorable teenager, he kept taking his mask off, and then he kept like walking too close to people, and we're like, scoot back, this is the yellow dot we're supposed to stand on. And my husband got really ticked off at him, like really, and he's like, why is Dad so mad at me today? Why does he keep getting so mad? And it's because my husband is the loyalist. They are engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious.
I'm responsible, so I'm going to follow all the rules.
Yes.
And if you don't follow the rules, I am going to get freaked out because I'm anxious.
And he stresses out that we're going to get kicked out of the park because we're not following the rules. He's like, if they're going to have rules, we got to follow them because I don't want to get kicked out. And because his mind automatically goes to worst case scenario.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
And so I had to explain to my son, your dad has this type of a personality, and it makes him crazy to think of, what could be. And if we just follow the rules, then he doesn't have to have his mind jump into 12 worst case scenarios and stressing out. I know.
But his personality, your son,
my son,
he's very empathic. So he's very,
expressive, dramatic, and temperamental.
Why are you yelling at me?
Oh yes, he was like, why is Dad so mean? Why is he mad at me all day? And because his whole thing is he doesn't like other people to perceive poorly of him in any way. He wants to be seen as the shining star. And so he's getting in trouble. So he takes that and internalizes it and dramatizes it in his head. And now Dad is mad at me all day long.
Oh,
he's been yelling at me all day, when really he said like twice or 3 times something to him. But it was all day, and just the whole day it was ruined. So, these things, they don't just apply to health and fitness and home and organization and all that, but it really does help you to make educated decisions for yourself and for your family. And so I know if I have a house full of these people, I better make it really fun to eat healthy food. So you best be knowing I'm going to be making like shapes and like cutting sandwiches into stars and
I'm an adult and I still love that kind of stuff. So isn't that crazy? Like food has to be fun for me. Everything has to be fun for me.
Yeah,
it's
and
so
dips.
Funny. Yep.
Oh, dips! I bet you love you some dips and some skewers. And I bet you could really get into like different containers with little boxes where you can have your select like a different mixture every time you pop it in your mouth. Be like a party in your mouth every time.
I do this. So I like to make snack time fun for my kids. I would pull out the muffin trays, and I would fill each little hole of the muffin trays full of like something else, and then they got to eat it with toothpicks. Because that's how you have fun during lunch.
And like, see, I'm like, can we just eat? Like, it's just food. Put on. You're gonna eat your food because I'm the boss, and I'm the boss, and you're gonna eat your food.
Conversation.
That's already as far as it needs to go. I don't need to make it a party for you.
Yes, you do.
So it's really like, as soon as you can apply that, to yourself, and you can go, okay, if I really like a party in my mouth every time, if I meal prep those 25 containers of chicken and broccoli. Are you going to eat those?
No,
No,
boring.
you'll eat one or two and you'll be done.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But someone like me, I don't really want to, but I could make myself do
true.
that because I'm very disciplined and rigid and just want to stay in my box.
Yeah.
So if I have a client like me, I'm going to suggest that they find something like that because that'll be easier for them to stick to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And what another interesting layer to the Enneagram is that they show you how you flip personality, not personalities. You flip into a different, you flip into almost a different set of motivations.
Yeah.
When you're stressed,
mm-hmm.
and you flip into a different set of motivations when you are completely at ease and calm. So when I get stressed, I mean, normally, usually I am spontaneous and I am fun and I am, lighthearted and just kind of all over the place. But when I get stressed, I flip into a number 1, which is the reformer. So I am very principled. I am a perfectionist. I have to make lists. I dig into all the details. Everything has to, check box off. So, when I am the stressed mom, everything goes on a list and everything has to be done perfect, and everything, all of a sudden I can see where this becomes a weakness, where it could become a strength instead.
Mm-hmm.
But when I am calm and everything is going on and I'm relaxed and at ease, instead of being this loud, really happy-go-lucky extrovert that I am, I flip into a number 5, which is the investigator. And instead of being blah, loud and in your face, I go inside. And I become much more cerebral, and I do all my deep, heavy thinking, and I kind of become reclusive. So it's not that I'm losing my extrovertedness. It's not that I'm all of a sudden an introvert. It's that I am now going into a deeper cerebral thought because everything in my life is taken care of, and I can be calm and relaxed and calm down and think. So the whole point of all of this for me, when it comes to organizing, is if you know what is motivating your family, you need to be able to organize specifically for them. Now, understanding full well that there is a difference between their space, my space, and our space. So I can organize my space, my master bedroom, my closet, according to how I need to. So in my closet, a whole bunch of, bright, fun colors, and I can have
balloons and confetti.
And yay! Every time I walk in, and it's going to be light and bright. And, in my bedroom, I've got, different textured pillows. And so it's just fun to be in my bedroom. But for my son,
it's just so fun. Everything's just so fun.
Because I am so fun. But my son is very, nothing can change and nothing needs to be fun. It just needs to be in order where he knows where to find it. End of story. Because he doesn't want to spend the brain power. So I don't know what number he is, but it's very different. But my daughter is also very, very different. And my other son, so I have 3 kids and all of them are motivated by very different things. And so to cater motivation to them, this is why buying a chore chart system for all 7 of your children is not going to work.
Nope.
Because one of them
It'll only work for the kids like me.
Exactly. And one of them needs, if you can twist it so that for somebody who needs a list, this is just a list and it's a check mark. This is all that you have to do. Boom, 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 done. On to the next thing. For somebody like me, it's got to have bright colors and I need stickers, but the stickers can't stay the same. They've got to be different stickers every day and they've got to be shiny stickers. So it's got to be fun.
Sometimes they're scratch and sniff.
And and there are other people that are like, why are you giving me a chore chart? I know what needs to happen. End of story. Trust me. And the other person is saying, why are you giving me a chore chart? Do you think that I am totally incapable of getting this done? Like, all you have to do is ask. And better yet, why don't you just come and do it with me, please?
Yes.
So you see how the motivation is a very big
important.
driving factor into how to get success out of a person, whether it comes to home organization and really being able to cater a structure and a plan to a specific person. Okay, now how are we going to work this together as a family? versus, hey, I know that I am motivated by fun when it comes to a workout system and when it comes to food. You know what? I know people who eat the same things over and over and over and over and over again. And that to me sounds like the most boring thing ever. And if I had to stick to that plan, I would never eat right. So I know that I'm like, okay, but I can force myself
Right.
into like, I'm used to my number one side. So I can tap into my number one and say, okay, this is very purposeful. This is very pragmatic. This is very like, we're just going to get in and get it done. But I'm also going to allow myself 2 days a week where we can get on Pinterest and we can find a new exciting recipe. And this is what we're going to do. And it might be awful and it might be amazing. And it's going to be so much fun. Let's try it. But if you know that about yourself, then you're much more likely to see the success.
Yep. And I think we all kind of know deep down. It's not very fun to admit it.
Right.
It's not fun to admit it. But I've told the story so many times about how it's actually almost exactly a year ago, I decided to put myself on a very specific macro plan and I was going to follow it. And I had hesitated doing it because I like to win. I like to win. And so I do not do things in which I might fail.
Yep.
So I was like, I avoided it.
Let's see the list there.
Challenger.
Number, yeah. Spoken like a true number 8. Yeah, challenger.
Yeah. I am very decisive and I'm very confident, but I don't make that decision unless I know I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Or I have a darn good chance. I'm not going to set myself up for failure.
I will crush you.
Because one of my biggest fears is a lack of control and failure. And so it was terrifying to me to enter into my own strict program that I thought I was putting myself on because I thought, oh, if I fail, it'll be the end of the world. Would it have been though? And that's really where I had that conversation with myself. And I was like, okay, if you do fail, first of all, what's the worst that can happen? You look dumb. You got some egg on your face because I did make it public and I did a whole vlog about it and had people follow along with my journey. And so that was kind of the scary part, was putting it out there.
Like somebody's going to see me.
Someone's going to know and they're going to know I failed. And that feels like awful to me.
Yeah.
Makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. And so.
But then you can try something new. And then it'll be fun all over again.
And then you fail again. And then you have a nervous breakdown. So it was scary to start. But as soon as I tapped into that and kind of looked myself in the mirror and went, are you afraid of failing? Well, that's a dumb thing to be afraid of, because are you then afraid of succeeding as well? Because that might happen too, And so I had to have that whole conversation with myself. And over a period of a week or two, I talked myself into, okay, you won't have a complete nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, what's the worst that could happen? And probably not a lot of anything. And you start over again and you look kind of dumb. And that's if that's the worst, then we're okay.
Welcome to being human.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So what we're afraid of doesn't necessarily, we can then logically talk our way through,
right.
Okay, my biggest fears and this big, irrational bubble in my mind can now, I can actually think through it and in my strengths, all of a sudden, if you can sidestep your weakness, if you can recognize your weakness, then you can sidestep it and say, I'm going to attack this from a place of strength rather than from a place of weakness.
Yep. So go take your test. If you are listening to this podcast, I want you to direct message me, because I can give you a code for a deal of one, and we will help you out with it. So, but you have to have heard it on this podcast.
Yes.
So if you have friends and family and you want to know what they are, you better share the podcast.
We're not being snide about that at all, are we? No, we're actively, we want to help you. We want you to help understand who you are and where you're coming from, what your motivation is, which is exactly why we like the Enneagram. So if you are listening to this podcast, send us a message, find us on Facebook, on email, on anything, reply here, and we will get you that test. Heather will get you that test. She's got the inside goods.
I'm going to need you to use the word happy.
Awesome.
That's our secret code. Okay. Happy.
So mention the word happy, and Heather can get you the test.
And I'll get you the test.
But then take it, study it, learn it, figure out more about yourself, but then come from a place of positive motivation rather than sidestepping things because you're afraid of something.
Absolutely. And then I have one more thing I want to mention.
Awesome. Bring it on.
Hot off the presses.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have a brand new program I am going to be rolling out. Yay! And it takes all of this into account.
No
it
way.
ties your mindset, your macros, and your movement all together to help you.
You know what I think is the funnest thing in the world? Alliteration.
I know you do.
So
that's why I did it for you. Mindset, macros, movement.
Macros and movement. Oh, all the sevens in the world rejoice.
It's a party. It's rolling out really soon. So stay tuned on all my social media channels. I'm going to let you know about it, but it is going to be an amazing, it's a subscription program where you're going to get individual coaching, group coaching, all kinds of good stuff. It's going to be awesome. So coming soon.
So share the daylights out of this so that everybody can partake in the goodness, so that everybody knows what's going on and knows, what their number is and how to find their motivation so that they can find their strengths. So share away, make sure you click subscribe so that you're notified, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.